Hi, this is Tom Simpson from Arnold, Maryland. I love soccering, and you are listening to the DU Football Show. Go soccer, guys. Soccer good.
There was some serious soccering this weekend, my friend.
There was some very good soccering this weekend,
especially
absolutely.
in one game in particular.
Yeah, that was a bit of a barn burner, wasn't it?
Fucking batshit crazy game.
Fucking loved it.
Absolute insanity. I loved it as well. But also, the other thing is hopefully you don't fuck up tonight.
I won't.
Let's start the show.
Come on.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, apparently Mr. Perfection.
I'm listening to it now. I don't have to listen to myself again.
My co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing over there,
Doing
buddy?
very good, thank you very much. How are you?
I would say you're too busy dealing with a bevy of teenagers in your home to have time to sound check yourself.
So our friend Big Bobby the Plug, I was cleaning up, I think Friday night from cooking and stuff. It had just gotten the kids down, and I was like, all right, getting everybody to bed. Let me finish cleaning up. I'll be on Rocket League, no problem. Give me a few minutes. And Gummy kicked in. It took me a little longer to clean up than expected because I was moving a bit slow. And the next text message I got was, hey, Nick Cannon, are you done with them 47 fucking kids yet?
And what he means is the 47 of your own.
Exactly.
And, of course, on the ones and twos, we got Producer Mel. How you doing over there, Producer Mel?
I am enjoying the wonderful, time of fall. Enjoyed a week off. I've been scubaing.
You haven't had a week. You did just
I had a day off.
grinding halt this show.
I don't know.
Slamming on the fucking brakes. You know I'm throwing it to you at the start of every
She's
fucking
been
show.
But every show, I secretly hope you don't.
Say less. We're recorded at the Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your pods, and of course streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
It's just that easy to shut her up.
I know.
mean,
And if you want to get tricked out just like we are, you could always visit the DU Drip Shack.
Absolutely, which is on
support the show.
all of our socials as well. And anyone new checking us out from TikTok, reach out. Let us know what you think. You
Yeah.
know, that's the whole point of the TikToks and the halftime check-ins and all that fun
Yeah,
stuff
DM
is,
us and
is
do
to
all those things.
bring you here to check out our show and
Ask
let
questions,
us know what you
talk,
think.
chat.
Yeah.
Tell a joke. We'll tell it.
Precisely.
I'll
yeah.
steal it.
The old radio term. If you're hearing it from me, it's been said twice.
Yeah, at least.
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, tell us about the lovely bourbon we are drinking tonight.
So this is a bourbon out of Portland, Oregon called Freeland Spirits. They're bourbon whiskey finished in Pinot Noir barrels. You told me earlier they source their juice from MGP. 4-year-old juice, you said, yeah?
4-year-old juice, high rye.
92 proof, which gives you 46% by volume if you can't do maths. Comes in a lovely little package. And I know you're not going to tell the story. We won't tell the story, but they're true to their name. If you want to hear what that's about, patreon.com/DU Football Show. Sign up to that $5 tier, and you'll get Soundcheck, our extra show where we deep dive into our lives.
Obviously, from
amongst other things.
Being from from Portland, the easy assumption, the Pinot barrels are from the Willamette Valley.
Yeah. And it's Willamette, not Williamette.
Yes.
Willamette, damn it.
Willamette, damn it. And they also do some really fun gins as well. We'll probably break those out when we go on our gin binge in the spring.
I like that
because they have
idea.
one that is the best way to describe it is old world versus new world. Like one is very kind of juniper
heavy,
forward, and the other one's kind of more botanical herb kind of thing going on. It's really, really fun. Both of them are quite tasty. And on the shelf, this will run you about $50.
Okay.
It's not everywhere. It's just coming to certain markets, so it's not all over the place. But but I'm happy with it. It's a decent little bourbon.
Yeah, I thought it was delicious. I normally don't like still wine finishes.
You've mentioned that before.
And it's actually quite good. It's not as hot as you would expect. Most that I come across, for whatever reason, just present very, very hot and so fruit forward.
You're not wrong. You're not
just
wrong at
not
all.
drinking. It just doesn't feel like you're drinking bourbon anymore. I don't think it adds much. I much prefer a dessert wine like a port or a sherry finished whiskey typically. But it's actually quite nice.
Yeah, still wine. I think.
Do they just do less time in the finishing barrel, you think? Or
Yeah,
what is it?
It's a short finish. It's only 6 months in the in that secondary barrel. For me, I feel like still wine reads better on American single malts than it does bourbon.
Definitely.
The fortified wines, certainly more so for things like for rye. You think of like that Whistle Pig 12-year-old marriage, which is all fortified wines.
All old world
really
sort
good
of stuff. Yeah, that's actually what it was called.
Yeah, like when
the
I
old
called
world.
it the 12-year-old old world when I said that.
When you said it already,
like literally
That
just
one.
a few seconds ago.
We also like to beat things like a dead horse.
No, you're the one who likes to repeat
Also,
stories
who's
5 times.
beating a dead horse? By the way, where did that come from?
I don't know. These are what the
These
musings
sayings.
that go on through your head. I thought this would be happening in your pre-show meeting, which is in the basement of your house.
No, I also
On the
had.
throne.
By the way,
Which, by the way,
I
Taylor,
haven't
brilliant fucking meme, by the way,
I
in the close
haven't
group.
shit in that bathroom in a very long time. It's Julia's bathroom.
Oh, gotcha.
I only pee down there now.
Oh, okay. Well, then where's the designated shit box now?
It's mine. My
Oh,
bathroom.
how dare you, man?
It's
Use
horrible.
the hallway one.
I
Use the
know.
one down by the kitchen.
The I did have a very good dad joke at the with the bevy of teenagers at my house this weekend.
Was it a good dad joke, or did you just think it was a good
No,
dad joke?
it was fucking excellent. Thank you very much. And it was quick, which is key. One of the young ladies was describing a situation she found herself in where her AirPods were put into the toilet.
Ooh.
And I said, "Oh man, did they sound like shit afterwards?"
Did you do your Costanza and I'm out? Walked away.
That's good.
Alrighty. What else do we always need to do, Mr. Graham?
Always remember to drink
All
responsibly.
right. Cheers,
please.
everybody. Let's have a great show. I was way too soft. That
Well,
person
I
was
went
like,
to I cheersed you like Bigby.
I know.
Scared to death to
So just afraid something's going to happen, even though nothing is going to happen. Just the most timid thing in the world.
Oh, terrible.
We open with a fantastic back and forth match and another ridiculous match with an even crazier post match. Crystal Palace 3, Bournemouth 3, Chelsea 3, Forest 0. Really all cherries in the first half. There were a couple of chances from Mateta, but cherries find themselves up 2-0. Even when it's not Semedo doing the scoring, it's Semedo creating the goals.
Yeah,
It
feels
was-
that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, he is a one-man wrecking crew in this league right now. When you think of,
I really
big
hope
clubs-
they can keep hold of him.
Obviously, big clubs, it's the Hollands and stuff like that of the world. You look at them, but when you look at the rest of the league, and there's always someone who each year, last year it was really Morgan Gibbs-White who just kind of dominated the entire league. Semedo looks like he's going to be that guy this year for
Absolutely,
sure.
but he did it for them last year as well.
He even more so this year.
big time. Yeah, of course, absolutely. But remember, Evan Nilsson was hurt so much last year, so they had Django Bontara up front, and Semenyo created a bunch for him and for himself as well. And then obviously they tailed off a bit at the end of the season as they piled up a few injuries and all that kind of stuff. But Semenyo's been absolutely fantastic. But Eli Krupe, where's this kid come from? 19-year-old, signed from the French second tier, and pops up with 2 goals.
And everybody not to be confused with Groupie, the girl that hangs around at the end of a hair metal show backstage. It's Groupie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good Lord. They've always seemed to have a next man up kind of
Well, that's the
strategy.
thing.
You think of last year when Evan Ellison went down and Otara, and then Otara went down. Well, I'm sorry. Who was it between Evan Ellison and Otara? Started with a U.
Well, but you had Tavernier step up out of nowhere, who provided, and Clivert as well, who are quite good players. but not a consistent. And there was times when people were injured or out that those guys scored 3 games straight or 4 games straight
Right,
and stepped
exactly.
up, even though they're regulars. They contributed extra. But they, was thinking about it, and they seem to be another Brighton, another Brentford now, where they found this again. This kid was playing in the French second tier. Evan Nilsson's hurt, and Araiola's got a phenomenal system and a phenomenal, obviously the confidence he puts in the players. He says, "Go out there, you're going to be my guy today. Go do your thing," and he fucking did, didn't he?
Well, and then couple that, I feel like you have the scouting team then goes out, finds the right person that fits that system as well, and just kind of constantly making sure you're retooling with those players. And if that player is still a little green and not ready to go, like in the case of Brighton, you just loan them out.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Or sell them to Chelsea for a huge
how
profit.
many of those guys, the one that comes to mind particularly is Matoma, right? Remember, he had that great breakout year, and we're like, oh my God, signing of the year. No, not signing of the year, because he was signed the year before.
Right.
We just didn't know who the fuck he was.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be doing as a club is signing people who may contribute a little, but they're the guy next. They're the next guy.
They're the next guy, right?
And you're doing that, and they know they're the next guy. It's get in, learn the system, do the thing, become the next guy, have a couple of great seasons, boom, get the big move to a big club, and you're suddenly making,
for $75 million.
right,
Yeah.
and you're making 200 fucking grand a week.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's what you do, and you're playing Champions League, and Bournemouth is doing it perfectly. And it's you come at it at halftime. There was the 2 chances from Mateta, but that was it. Like it was.
Well, yeah, and one of them I think he should have taken. To be quite fair.
Oh yeah, that man scored a hat trick. He should have scored fucking 10 goals.
He should. Yeah, he should have
had
at least
more
had
than
5.
enough.
He should have at least had 5.
Yeah.
But 4. Obviously, you come on to that last chance of the game was the easiest one of everything
Yes,
he
and that's
faced
the one
that
he
day,
missed.
and that's the one he's. I mean,
Yeah.
that ball still hasn't come down.
No shit.
That thing went into orbit.
But we go into the second half, and yes, please.
Oh no, you're right. It did happen just as the second
So
half
we
started.
go into the second half, and Bournemouth pushes it a little bit. It looks like, oh shit, this might be out of hand quickly, and then suddenly you have the foul. Right.
I think Senesi was a little lucky, a little fortunate to stay on the pitch.
I don't disagree.
I've seen red cards given for less.
Yeah. For me,
But I do think it was the right call ultimately.
Yeah.
But it's that age old thing that we say is you don't give the referee a decision to make.
fair enough. I think
And it was on a knife's edge for his day ending a little early.
so. I think a lot of factors play into it. Right? Is one, you can tell on the slide the first foot doesn't even get him. Right? The first leg doesn't even get him. And Sarr is already going over like he's been murdered, right?
Right.
The back leg absolutely gets him.
Yeah.
Sarr way oversold it.
Oh yeah.
Way. Like sometimes everybody talks about flopping. There's an art to it. Like
There is.
You've got to do it the right way. And he's rolling around like he is like his leg has been broken in 2.
But you also can't take 2 more steps.
Right.
After you get clipped.
Exactly. And don't start to go down when the first clip misses you completely.
Or if you're gonna do it, you do it like was it? There was another one. Was it Yorkeresh? Maybe somebody spun a defender and got clipped, and it could have been a penalty. I can't remember who it was now.
Right.
I think it was because he got a shot away.
Yeah.
I think it was, but or no, he ended up falling down. But it took him like he was, arms flailing, head was down,
Right. Right.
kind of trying to keep his balance. And the only reason it wasn't Yorkeresh because Yorkeresh got a shot away when it happened. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
But he did that kind of classic, trying not to fall, but you're running and way off balance and your head's too far forward and then ends up going down 2 or 3 steps later.
Right.
That's the only way you can do that. But in that case, also, you're never going to get the fucking call because you didn't go down.
True. Now the other thing too is there was a player a defender in the center, so that does lend to the.
There was a
maybe
covering
not-
defender there, right?
Right. So I feel like ultimately the ref got it correctly, but I also don't disagree with you, Graham. We've seen less called.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it called. Like, I mean, that was a big 6, and Bournemouth had done that to him. Probably would have been a red. Like,
It could be.
Like you just you could see the way those things play out. But fortunately for him, not a red. Fortunately for Palace, it completely galvanized them. And the next thing we know, it's 2-2.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, it was 2 to 3 minutes apart, Mateta's goals. And then Palace just turned it on. They were excellent.
Yeah.
And it's still back and forth. I mean, Bournemouth didn't let it get to them either. They kept pressing. They kept going.
Yeah. There were chances.
And,
there were a ton of chances.
And that paid off late on in the 89th minute. We went through a spell where it was a little dry. But the 89th minute, Ryan Christie pops up out of nowhere with a fucking goal. Doesn't score many goals.
No.
But gets one. And
great pass by Travanier as well. As you had mentioned.
Absolutely.
Beautiful ball on the line. Cut it in.
You'd have been hard pressed not to believe that the game was done and dusted at that point.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Because I thought, after you fight back, and then on the cusp of 90 minutes to go back down like that, usually deflates a team. But this Palace side, Glasner's got them so well drilled and has the belief in them. They just don't know when they're fucking beaten, man. They really don't.
I'm so glad to see that the referee had the courage to call that corner kick foul. I don't know, the foul that happens every fucking corner kick in every fucking Premier League match.
Yeah.
I'm glad he called it. It was absolutely a penalty, but it's like, oh, wow, in a Palace Bournemouth match, that's when we're going to make the difficult call. We sure as fuck ain't making that call in Liverpool United.
No.
Like, we're going to put the whistle in the pocket for it there, but like, I'm glad they made the call. That's ultimately what I'm saying, but let's make that call all the time.
If we're gonna,
because that call happens every fucking game.
Part of
every fucking game.
And I get it. Part of the issue with it, though, is if that's the case, there'd be a penalty at every fucking corner, and games would finish 15-12.
But you also know what would happen.
Oh, people would stop doing it after the third time.
Players would stop tackling fucking guys inside the box.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
That's true.
And Mateta puts it away for the hat trick right at the death.
Absolutely.
But
almost at the death.
Because what happened right at the death?
Right at the death. Bournemouth just switched off, and Mateta found himself in acres of space on the penalty spot, essentially, maybe even a little closer than that.
3/4 of the goal open.
And I don't know if the ball bobbled up just before him or what happened, but he absolutely smashed the shit out of this ball.
First professional striker to land a ball on the moon.
I don't know. It might have been Harry Kane's penalty at the World Cup. Maybe Mars. Yeah,
shit.
He fucking annihilated that ball. There's no way. That thing went flying into South London somewhere.
Yeah, it just
There's
gone.
no way it did.
Gone. Yeah. Insane. and that was probably
ridiculous.
His easiest chance of the entire match.
I know. And the worst part about it is you scored a hat trick, like, honestly, and you were down 2-0. You escape with a point, but really should have been all three because of that. So it's almost like you walk out thinking you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't finish that last chance when ultimately you're the only reason your team were even in the fucking game.
You scored a fucking hat trick.
I felt horrible for him.
And your team played piss poor in the first half, and you walked away. My halftime check-in was talking about how bad Palace looked and how it's okay to lose to a team like Bournemouth, but not in your building. Not like that. And then halftime came around and boom, everything fucking changed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What a fucking advert for the Prem, by the way.
100%.
There's a reason why this game opened the show and not the Northwest Derby, because this game was fucking better.
It's better. Yeah,
it was
absolutely
way fucking better.
100%.
And this next game was not very good, but it's what happened after the game that we have to talk about. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the game first. It wasn't that Chelsea were good. It was really more so that Forest were bad, and everybody was
Chelsea
like,
didn't even need to be that good. That's exactly right.
Well, and
that's
the commentators
the key here.
And the commentators were like, "Oh, Forest just isn't taking advantage of their opportunities." Like, I don't think they know how to score. Like, they've forgotten how to score. Great, you have opportunities. At least put them on fucking target. They weren't putting any of them on target.
Right.
Open in the box. Open looks at net, and they couldn't put it on the fucking target. Stop saying they had a better half than Chelsea. They didn't. They just didn't.
They created a little bit more, but they didn't do anything with it. I mean, they were all basically half chances, as you say.
Yeah.
But Ange.
All right, so we go into the second half, and of course, the kid, I can't remember his name, starts with an A, the one who scored the header, the first goal.
Andre Santos, wasn't it?
It might have been Andre Santos, yeah.
I for some reason didn't write it down.
Yeah, it was.
I could find it quickly.
No, it's okay. It's because really, it's more to talk about all three goals collectively, right?
Yeah.
That goal, wide open in the center of the box, nobody fucking marking him on a simple cross in.
But that's what you get with Ange.
Yeah.
We saw that with Spurs. That's a reason they finished. There is a reason they finished in 17th.
The free kick. Neto hit a good ball. He absolutely hit a good ball. Here's the problem. The wall legitimately divided in two.
It was Anchapong. Or Achampong.
Yes, the center back.
Yes.
So he scores the first one. The second one, like I said, Neto, it was a good enough shot, right? Sells could have done better. Sells probably didn't see it till after it got past the wall. The wall that, like I said, parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Like, the ball's coming at me.
Yeah, but if
Let
you're
me
getting
move.
but if you're getting a hand to it, you should be saving it. And because didn't he got
two.
more than fingertips on it.
He got both his palms onto it.
Yeah,
but it's
it's
also
got to be better.
But it's also, if the point of a wall is to stop a fucking ball, and the ball was coming at them, and the wall separated. Like, it's the simplest. You jump.
Oh, big time.
You don't jump like that. You jump up and
Yeah.
stay stiff and together as a wall.
Like whales.
Like, it was, and then the
Kind of like
third.
Marinakis.
And then the third
Badass
goal, Reece James, a ball that bounces around on a corner kick that, frankly, what the fuck is he doing at the penalty spot all by his fucking self to fucking put the ball away? Like,
Right.
They
Exactly.
They were absolutely ridiculous, garbage-ass goals.
As you say, well, the Pedro Neto cross was inch fucking perfect. It was a great cross for that first goal.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only decent one. It was piss poor defending.
Right.
But the actual play was fine.
Well, the corner was good. Neto's kick was good. It was a well-taken free kick. It's just Forrest got it all fucking wrong is the thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I wanted to see something. They had 12 shots here. Fuck off. Nottingham Forest had 12 total shots, just 2 on target.
There you have it. Like,
it was pitiful.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good thing there, man.
The whistle blows. Not even a full 20 minutes. 19 minutes after the match, Ange doesn't even get to go do his immediate throw the mic in the face presser. Ange is walking out of the building with a backpack because he has been fucking fired.
He got sacked, yeah.
He's been fired.
Marinakis stormed out on 65 minutes, around the 65-minute mark, and didn't even do the firing himself.
Wow.
I heard.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know he was out of the building.
But it's like the Forest players, Nuno was dad, Marinakis' mom.
Yeah.
Marinakis and Nuno split up. They get stepdaddy Ange in, and then they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to act because they've got a new father figure. And it's like, and now Sean Dyche is leading the running.
And then they had the two. Well, now they brought in the angry drunks new daddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna beat the shit out of him on the fucking training
Here's
pitch.
the other piece to that. Did you hear Marinakis' comments? Where it's like, I'm kind of torn between Sean Dyche and Roberto Mancini. You can't get any more opposite of managers.
Again, like
where's the thought process here? Like, what are you doing now? Sean Dyche makes more sense because Forrest played so well under Nuno in a bit more of a defensive system. Sean Dyche is going to be a lot closer to what Nuno was doing.
I want to spend a little bit of time on Dyche, but I want to finish first with Ange. The two different interviews. Gibbs White gets interviewed, and he's like...
And Elliot Anderson as well, yeah.
And then Tyler Yates is the second interview, right?
Ryan Yates.
Ryan Yates. So it's...
I thought it was Elliot Anderson.
Gibbs White is getting interviewed, right? And it's like, we need to follow what the manager wants us to do. Just and then Yates was right after Edge got fired. He's like, well, I don't know what we're doing now. What the fuck? So brilliant.
It's pretty good.
And someone
but to not even let him do the presser. I mean, I respect Ange's point there, just fuck you, I'm out. You fired me. I'm not doing the press conference.
Fuck off. I'm gone. I'm gone.
But-
I'll be here Monday to collect the rest of my fucking things.
Well, yeah. Well, the other thing, it's like you're looking at your 16-year-old son after you're getting divorced. Like, well, you're the man of the house. Go out there and answer the questions.
Yeah, fuck off. You're the team captain. When
Mommy kicked me out. Yeah, I'm fucking
Well,
leaving.
especially the case of Yates. Yates is like a Seamus Coleman type, right? Been there for fucking ever. Be like, you go fucking talk for the team because I'm not.
Yeah.
I just got fired. Deuces.
Some of the fake quotes that were coming out were very funny as well. There was one about because Postecoglou's not a small guy,
right?
But making fun of Marinakis' weight, which probably didn't happen,
right?
But it'd be really fucking funny if it did.
With Dyche in mind, before we get to Dyche, the one thing we're not going to hear that needs to be said is Marinakis needs to say he got it wrong. That it's on
You're
him.
never going to hear that. There's no
Because-
fucking chance.
And for their supporters, I feel for him because you have someone that's willing to invest and do the right things, but it's also very Dan Schneider like from back in the day with the old Commander skins.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, oh, I'm going to buy Albert Hainsworth. He's going to be a complete fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing.
It just didn't, and the other thing was, as much as he touted Ange and all that kind of stuff, it was, oh, and he's Greek and he's risen the profile of Greece and we were friends before this and all of this kind of shit. And then Ange himself in his own press conferences, like the first one was like, oh, when do you expect the players to start understanding your system? And he was like, by Wednesday. Like, you're just inviting this pressure onto yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and there was no thing from Marinakis that came out just said, listen, me and Nuno couldn't get along anymore. Him and Edu don't get along, and I've invested more money in Edu.
Yeah.
This is why we're doing this.
Right.
There was
I
just
have to do this.
radio fucking silence. So then everybody just lets it speculate and lets the pressure of the situation grow, and it just becomes this terrible cauldron.
Well, and also who takes whose side in all of it. If you're left with just here's what happened, you look at it and you go, well, here's a manager that was doing nothing wrong that got him to fucking Europe. Everybody's
Exactly.
going to take his fucking side. Oh, by the way, a proven track record in the Prem. Even though we didn't do well at Spurs, still a very well respected. Nobody doesn't like. Everyone
Nobody
likes
talks
Nuno.
shit. Well, and the other piece though is Spurs. His time at Spurs is kind of like Graham Potter's time at Chelsea, right? Where they were so sporadic and so kind of knee jerky that no one's holding that against you.
Right.
That's why Graham Potter got another job.
Exactly.
Right after that. That's who also found another job again.
Yeah.
Obviously made his name with Ostersunds in Sweden. They actually, under his tutelage, visited the Emirates in the Europa League a few seasons back before he took the Brighton job. But he's now the Swedish national team boss.
Yep.
Where his name still means something. But you had that kind of situation with Nuno where there's only 4 games into the season.
Right.
Remember when he got sacked? So it's one of those, like, again, Potter at Chelsea where it's like, yeah, it's a fucking shit show over there. We're not going to hold this against you.
Yeah.
It's not like in Italy where most of their coaches have coached all 6 big teams because a sacking is just a sacking. They still, if you've made it this far, you're still a respected coach.
Right, precisely.
That's not how it is in England. People get disgraced all the time.
So now on to Sean Dyche. Probably the guy he should have hired right after Nuno was let out the door.
Anyway.
This was because this
it's
is
the most similar
system,
style of play, like you said. Yeah,
precisely. He's going to if the locker room is at all disenfranchised, they won't be with him because he will get their fucking attention.
Yeah.
If someone wants to lollygag or be a jackass, he ain't gonna fucking let that happen.
Right.
Like Sean Dyche will run your ass into the ground. He will. He's old school hard knocks guy. Now here's the thing. If the plan for Forest is we want to be competing for European spots, you do not have the right guy for that job.
No.
But right now, what you do need, because we've mentioned this multiple times before, never in the Prem has a team had 3 managers and survived.
Right.
Every single time they've gone down.
But no one's ever had 3 managers with this much time left.
Before the holiday fixtures.
Before the 10th game of the season.
Before December. Before December, it's normally I talked about this too on the halftime check-in was normally it's like someone gets fired around November and then someone gets fired around March or April and then the last guy is just, managing a sinking ship to watch it go down slowly as opposed to just dive to the
everybody
bottom.
likes a train wreck.
Right. And that's typically the case. In this case, Dyche is taking over a team, and it's not even fucking November yet.
Yeah.
Like,
He'll have time to work with the players as well.
and it's a team that already is defensive minded.
The other thing we said about Ange as well. I mean, he was there for 48 hours, and Murillo comes up with a muscle injury.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's the same old tropes started with him, like literally from day one, essentially.
Yeah,
the same old things happen, but it just, the whole thing just smacked of a poor decision to begin with. I'm not going to name names, but one of my liquor stores owner and the manager didn't get along very, very much. Mm-hmm. From the time that I knew that they had issues with each other, he worked there for 4 more years, and that liquor store remained a still profitable business. The owner, who was a not absentee owner, he still came in and did stuff, but not as often with this manager in place, knew that guy was still good for his business. Mm-hmm. Kept him in situ and just stayed away a bit more. And he made a boatload of money off of it.
Yeah.
So, great. This is where Marinakis isn't a good owner. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to force Edu and Nuno to work together, and instead you pick sides and made it untenable.
Right.
And then fuck Nuno off. And this is what happens, man. The players, the fans obviously clearly loved him. They did everything, and this is what you end up with. And now they don't know their, ass from a hole in the ground.
So, does Forest survive?
I'm not sure. I think they'll survive now because they have good players there. Mm-hmm. I think they'll survive because Dyche will set their defense back up. They'll be smart again. They won't be as open and ridiculous. They'll at least know what to do. But before we go to break, another Chelsea player was sent off.
Yes, definitely.
There's got to be some sort of record of somebody associated with the playing staff being sent off in consecutive games. And I include the coach in that because he's on the touchline and makes the decisions. But that's fucking funny.
Them getting sent off is almost as consistent as you saying the same story twice in weeks. Sound checked yourself. You know that, bitch. Throw the rules and the haircuts.
It was the end of the thing, so we had to bring it back up.
Throw the rules and the haircuts out the window. And with the Northwest Derby, Liverpool have now lost 3 in a row in the league. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1.
I mean, this
United get an early ass goal.
This was the best half of football under Amorim since he took over almost a year ago. Mm-hmm. They were decent in the first half, but Liverpool, I don't know how much of it was United. They did turn the screw a bit, but a lot of it had to do with how poor Liverpool were. Mm-hmm. I mean, Mohamed Salah was misplacing passes left, right, and center. They can't survive this with 2 people that don't defend. And that's what they have now is 2 people that don't defend in Salah and Isak.
Yeah.
Isak looks like a square peg in a round hole. Mm-hmm. No preseason. It's a lot of things are wrong at Liverpool. And, goals that are scored late are still goals. Like, that's fair dues, right? You have to play the full 90 minutes. Okay. So that's fine. But if you looked at the performances, we said this weeks ago, them first 4 or 5 games of the season where Liverpool were rescuing games, they didn't look very good.
Also, how do you get rid of a right back who can't defend and sign another right back who can't fucking defend?
Yeah.
It's like so bad he isn't getting minutes.
He isn't even in his team. Yeah. The guy that you've already had there is in the team.
Yes.
Who's a better defender than both of them.
Exactly.
It's horrible, man.
A little bit of debate with the first goal there.
Yeah, I
no foul in the play.
Because it was Van Dijk that hit Alexis McAllister. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Mbeumo that hit him. But the referees are under instruction that if there's a head injury, they are to stop play. I don't think the first goal should have stood. It doesn't matter that it's your own player that knocks you out. The guy got knocked out.
I would like to say he didn't get knocked out. I would say one tulip passed the torch to another tulip. Because shortly thereafter, McAllister came back out with the short bus helmet on, which was hysterical for me.
Somebody said,
giggled the entire time he was running around with the short bus helmet.
One of the memes I saw was like, Liverpool have been conceding so many goals lately, they decided to put Petr Cech in midfield. Was one of the memes I saw. It was pretty good.
Fucking brilliant. Absolutely love it. But again, Liverpool had a lot of possession and had a few shots, but the new keeper was up to the task and made a few nice saves. But
Lemons looks all right.
they weren't
It's Lemons
really,
or Layman's.
they
but
weren't really convincing though.
no, again,
Just like how we were talking about, Forrest had a lot of the ball and created opportunities, but did nothing with those opportunities. I felt much of the same with Liverpool.
but their finishing was absolutely atrocious. I mean, he only had to make 1 or 2 saves in that first half, really. Now, Gakpo hitting the post was that was probably their best chance.
Gakpo had me scratching my head because he hit that one off the post, right? Then he hit another one off the post in the second half. Then he scores the goal, and then he completely whiffs on one in the bottom. It was just like,
He had a weird day.
what the fuck are you doing, dude?
But the other piece to this now is this is the second game in a row, maybe third game in a row, that they've started with largely the same team that they played with all of last season, and they still look disjointed. So I don't know if these Ekitike seems a good player. I mean, we know what Isak's done, but it kind of seems like maybe there's a ego issue with that front three. Salah doesn't look half the player he was last season all of a sudden. And
You mentioned the 3, and Gakpo's the one having the best season so far.
absolutely. But Ekitike started fine, but then the stupid mistake with the shirt and getting sent off, and then
And then you feel obliged to be starting Isak because of
you
the
spent so much fucking money on him,
right? And also, not for nothing, he's a proven fucking goal scorer.
But the other thing is you don't know what those egos do to that dressing room. And then I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. I'll say the same story again for the 8th week in a row.
Very
dickhead,
good.
is you don't know how they're dealing with the grief of the loss of Diogo Jota. That Salah maybe looks like a shell of himself because he lost one of his best friends.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, that's entirely possible. Grief takes many different forms, many different ways, and you don't know how they're going.
So Liverpool, Gakpo score, right? And it seems like they're going to rescue another point.
Fuck you. Slabhead to the rescue. Come on.
Slabhead on a set piece.
I love it.
The one I absolutely love going
It's a
around
great
right
cross
now
from Fernandes as well.
is Slabhead first to score at Anfield before Verts and Isak.
Oh, that's the other thing. You're not even starting Verts. Verts has been dropped to the bench the last 3 games in a row.
Huh?
So it's like there's something.
You left goddamn McAllister and his fucking short bus helmet on the pitch as opposed to bringing on Verts. That's how
right.
bad he's been.
So it's like I don't know, man. It really is something's wrong at Liverpool. They need to figure it out, and I don't know what it is. They need to get sports psychologists in. They need to get people to help deal with the grief. I think which I'm sure they do have that, but there's a lot of things. Going on. I don't know if Slot's tinkering with stuff, and it just. But
it does look like he's tinkering.
They look a shell of themselves from last season. Just players are playing sloppily. What was the game he started? Frimpong in the Champions League, Fenerbahce or whoever it was, away Galatasaray, whoever it was. Yeah. He played Frimpong in Salah's position and had Solbaslai as right back.
Yeah,
like it was just weird decision making in some of these games.
Yeah.
They just look completely disjointed, like they don't know what they're doing.
What's funny too is that he hasn't been a tinkerer. Like last season, he didn't tinker with anything. He took the team he had.
He just did Jurgen Klopp's thing,
and except for he calmed them. Right, he didn't have them doing the heavy metal football and chasing the ball everywhere, which allowed to make up for the aging of the legs of people
Salah
like Van Dijk and Salah and Robertson, and kind of settle it down a little bit for them, and it worked brilliantly. It worked absolutely brilliantly.
Van Dijk, one of his biggest strengths, because he's not fast, is his positional awareness.
Yeah,
and 2 of the goals he's given up this season that I've seen full on is completely positionally unaware. Like he forgot how to defend.
Right. And you wonder how much the not getting Mark Guéhi signed affected what they wanted to do.
Yeah, because Konate looks like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, he's been horrible.
I don't know what he's doing.
And they have no depth to put him out there. Funny note, just to go back to Palace real quick, Gay was offered a contract extension, refused it. He wants to leave.
Oh, yeah.
He's flat out said, I'm leaving.
Glasner said outright he was leaving either in January or at the end of the season for free.
Yeah.
At the end of the season would be free. January, they get some compensation.
Right, so they'll get not much. Maybe 10,
I think he'll
20 million.
stay.
You think he'll stay to the
Yeah,
end and
because he
walk
has a
for free?
chance to win a trophy with Palace, the Conference League. I mean,
true.
you'd put them as favorites for the Conference League. I would at least.
I would agree to that.
They won't play anybody of real note until the final, number one. But number two, if Liverpool don't have to pay a transfer fee, you could tack another zero on the end of that paycheck.
Yeah,
every week.
No shit.
So, and what's the point? If Liverpool are 12 points back from Arsenal or City or whoever's at the top of the table at the turn of the year, why would you join them to not win a trophy?
Right. Fair. Very fair.
You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to fall out of the top four. I don't think they will. They have too much firepower. It eventually will come good up front, I think.
Don't look now. United have won 2 in a fucking row.
First time under Amarim.
Wow.
And who's giving it the big licks online? I know you saw at least some of them. Is our old boy Mike.
He's very excited about that. Apparently thinks our show exists
solely to talk of Manchester United. Yeah.
It lets me know that Mike doesn't listen to the show that often because we very rare, normally we just laugh at him and move on to the next topic.
Well, exactly. And here, the other thing is he's very excited. Bitches forgot who we are. I mean, climbing to 9th is a hell of an achievement. Fucking well done. Fucking well done.
Rounding out the rest of the league in so that happened. Brighton 2, Newcastle 1, Burnley 2, Leeds 0, Sunderland 2, Wolves 0, Manchester City 2, Everton 0, Arsenal 1, Fulham 0, Villa 2, Spurs 1, Brentford 2, West Ham 0. Bunch of 2-0s out there, weren't there? Mm-hmm. So we got the good Seagulls this week?
Yeah, we did.
We got these ones.
In my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
That guy Welbs, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy Welbs. It was also, it was a bit of a slow start.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams carved out a chance or two, but it took until the 43rd minute or whatever it was before Welbeck scored the first goal. Composed little dink over Pope coming out. That was pretty excellent. And a perfectly weighted ball from Jorginho Ruder. It was absolutely phenomenal. The start of the second half, Brighton were scrambling a bit. I mean, Newcastle came out with the bit between their teeth, to be completely fair to them. After they settled in, though, I think Brighton got control again and created the better of the chances.
Yeah.
After that initial 6-7 minutes.
Kind of felt like ultimately Newcastle were just sloppy in this game, which is very uncharacteristic for an Eddie Howe team,
yeah.
And particularly this Newcastle team.
I think it was, I heard 8th trip to Brighton, maybe. Mm-hmm. Brighton been in the league 4 or 5 seasons, so maybe 5th. No, Brighton have been in the season long. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Not the point.
Probably 8 times.
Haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
At the Amex.
Yeah. Which is funny because people can beat the Seagulls at the Amex. I mean,
except City.
I think it's in something like the last 6 visits to the Amex. Brighton has not beaten Everton. Everton's beat them 4 times and drew them twice.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can get them there. You can
It's
definitely
do some
get
weird
them there.
shit, yeah. But Brighton's always kind of been
exactly
here or there.
And particularly this season, we don't, like we say, which Brighton did we get this week? Did we get the good Brighton or do we get the Brighton that just didn't show up today? You know, they're all over the map with that team.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of penalty shouts on the same play were waved away by the referee. Kind of agree. I don't think they were necessarily penalties. But it was a few minutes later, Voltemata, instinctual is probably the best word I could use to describe it. Absolutely meant to do it, but I don't think that was the plan from the start.
No.
But an excellent little flick to score with the inside of his right boot behind his left leg. Relatively poor ball into him, to be fair. It was the only thing he could do with it because it was coming at him so slowly. Brighton survived a bit of a scramble in their box and then go down the other end of the field and kind of had the same sort of situation, hit less people, but it seemed just as chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
And then fucking old man Welbs comes in, bang, fucking get out of here. What are you on about? We got it.
Yeah.
really good second half for me. I mean, it was said that the game started off fairly slow and it took a long time for Welbeck to find that goal. That second half was played with blood and thunder, and I loved it. I thought it was great.
And kind of what you're expecting from two teams that are going to be somewhere between 5th and 10th.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this league is very fucking even. Very fucking even.
I think you can't. Something's wrong at Liverpool at the moment.
Right.
But with what they did last season and largely the same squad, you can't write them off yet. Right. So I would say, now I don't think City are, quote unquote, back to the point where they're going to run the rest of the table.
We're going to get to them in a second.
But I think you have Arsenal, Liverpool, and City as the top 3 teams in the country.
Yep.
On any given weekend could rotate. And then you've got sort of, Newcastle, Spurs, the way they've been playing the season so far. Chelsea, they're hit or miss because they're so young and have so many options that get plugged and played.
You don't expect Palace and Bournemouth to be there forever, but you're still expecting them to probably be top 10 the way they're playing.
But you probably have that next level of
Villa
there.
Villa has woken the fuck up.
Yeah, they woke up. Poor start, but they're starting to climb the table.
Yeah.
So you've got those 4 teams kind of in the next, and then everyone else is dead even, in my opinion. Except for, you got Wolves that are kind of shit.
Everton are very improved. Sunderland and Leeds have got good game plans on how to stay up.
Yeah, and we'll come on to West Ham, of course. Well, West Ham looked completely dejected.
Yeah. But the point is that.
But I'd say anyone from 15th up, could beat anybody on their day.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the most even the league's been. But you have these 2 mini leagues, right? The top 3, the next 4, and then I think you've got essentially from 5th, as you said, down to 15th, 16th, that it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
More so than past seasons.
And United might finish in 5th, and congratulations, Mike. Well done.
This could very well be one of those seasons where anyone could beat anyone on any given day.
Oh, yeah.
That's because even Wolves, as bad as they are, they're a tough out.
Yeah.
They're not an easy out.
I'm not convinced.
They find a way to lose, but they're not a tough out.
I'm not convinced. I was more convinced after the Forest performance that West Ham put in at the City Ground.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, they've proved that was a fluke.
Yep.
So I'm less excited about saying that, yes, and they possibly could beat anyone.
Right.
Because I don't think they may never score a goal again.
True.
But we'll come on to them, obviously, at the end.
The Clarets are out of the drop, and to most people, you would think, oh, well, Burnley hasn't started great. Leeds are tough. Leeds should probably win this one. What everybody doesn't realize is that these 2 teams were playing each other in the championship. They know each other well.
Oh, yeah.
And Turf Moor, they're not going to be afraid of them there. They're not going to be afraid of them in their building. So this result does not surprise me at all. In fact, I was pretty bullish that Burnley was going to win this one when we were talking about it on injury time. And I'm not surprised.
No, not at all. Kyle Walker finally paid for his transfer fee.
Yeah, he did.
Absolute phenomenal cross. It was right on the money. Hit the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. Ugochukwu didn't even have to do anything but jump. I mean, he had to move nowhere. Didn't have to adjust his body. Didn't have to do anything. Just jump. And he did. What a fucking header it was. Mm-hmm. But that's not the story of the game.
Oh, my God. That second goal. Fuck
Straight into my veins, please.
What a rip. Holy shit, what a rip.
Chawana was absolutely spectacular strike. Now, it helps that the defense backs off you 5-6 yards as you're running with the ball. But it dipped, it swerved. It was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. That's
the worst, where it looks like it's coming. You're a goalkeeper, and it looks like, okay, I'm going to get fingers tips to it. It's coming to my hands. It's coming to my hands. It's coming to my hands. Went completely around me, and then somehow ended up behind me at the center of my back, where like, what the fuck?
What just happened? Yeah.
Did it just have a magnet in it and go completely around my body?
It looks like somebody's like controlling it with a joystick. It was absolutely fantastic. But before that, for about 10-15 minutes, Leeds had Burnley in a spot of bother.
And here was the thing I wanted to bring up about Leeds. Just can't fucking finish, man.
Bro, they could not crack the code for love nor money.
And that is going to be their biggest challenge for them.
But it also seemed like, and this may just be an away from home thing. I mean, Brennan Harrison probably should have scored at one point.
Yeah.
But it may just be an away from home thing. But their entire game plan cannot just be, well, he's done it before. He played for England. Let's just pump crosses in, and that's all we're going to do.
Right.
They have to still stay true to themselves and play some football.
Well, because center backs will just hone in on Calvert-Lewin.
Just double them up. They'll be fine. Right. They
so
have
you
to do
have
something
to create
else.
Space. You have
Correct.
to make room for that striker to get open.
Well, exactly.
A good
Which
cross helps.
Which
but,
I think it was Choana that did that to create the first header.
Yeah.
Now, it was a pinpoint accurate cross, of course, but there was a run that was made that moved a defender that made him think about what he was doing.
Right.
So
I would say if this was
Farka's got to focus on that topic.
When this is at Ellen Road, this is a 2-0 win to Leeds. I feel like that this is they're going to swap 3 points each.
Potentially, yeah.
That's kind of what I feel it's going to be. And I'm not surprised at all that Burnley got this win. This isn't for us to go, oh, Burnley are out of the drop. They're staying out of the drop. They're probably going back into the drop. But on this day, they looked great. They did exactly what they needed to do. And that's all you can ask
and all
of a
three
team.
promoted teams are out of the drop now.
For a team that wants to stay up, that's all you could fucking ask
100%.
of them to do. All right, Mel, you're laughing at something. What's so damn funny?
Oh, Taylor in the chats. A spot of bother. Did Graham just turn into Winnie the Pooh? Oh, and there's a guy, James McKinley, that really wants you to know that he's watching.
Oh, very cool. What's up? That's somebody from the TikToks, I believe.
Well, there you go.
Oh, nice.
He really wants you to know he's watching.
Well, thank you.
Welcome.
Oh,
Nice to see you.
Moving on to yet another 2-0 win. Black Cats are just great at home, right? That's all there is to it. But you would have thought the Wolves would have shown up with a little something more, and they really showed up with nothing.
Because is Strand Larson still hurt, or did he play? I don't know.
He played.
Did he play? I mean, they look like they can't get on the ball anymore.
No, well, they can't because you don't have Cunha anymore.
Well, that's true.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have Cunha.
It did help.
That's exactly it.
But Sunderland, what a lot of these managers have done, I mean, I said this about Palace earlier, right, is, and this is kind of what happens when you have these sort of mid-table traditional clubs, is you push them, they end up still losing or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. They let these moments, these goals, these disallowed goals, these things change their demeanor. They let it deflate them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sunderland had a goal, maybe two disallowed before they actually scored. They don't let it deflate them anymore.
Right.
They go, you know what? We have this, but for a quarter inch or whatever.
Right.
We're going to keep pressing. We're going to keep going. And that's where somebody like Xhaka and then Labrie come in, and they keep the players motivated. They keep them on song. And they just kept pressing, and eventually, you've got Mukiele tiptoeing through the fucking tulips. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very well done.
His name sounds like ukulele.
Yeah, well written.
Thank
well
you very
written.
much.
Ultimately,
Tiny Tim Mel. Okay.
Ultimately, for Sunderland, if you are going to stay up, this is precisely the game you have to win. Mm-hmm. They won it.
Yep.
I mean, I'd like to give them more credit than that, but you win the game, you have to win.
Well, and
you need to make sure at least one Premier League team finishes behind you in the table, along with the other two promoted sides. They've found one that's going to finish behind them.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, they've got a lot that are going to finish behind them because I think they're above United in the table at the moment.
Yeah.
But what they're doing here is they're making their home stadium a fortress, which is massive, right? But they're winning the games they should win, and then they're eking out points at other avenues, like beating Forest, for instance.
Right.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
Right? That's a bonus 3 points.
Drawing Villa with 10 men.
Exactly. That allows you a little bit of wiggle room. It allows you to go on a 2-game, kind of winless, situation while you figure stuff out, or you have a little injury or something to a star player. That sort of thing is huge, and that's what they're doing, right? Staying up is the same as losing a title. Mm-hmm. Right? Arsenal didn't lose the title against the top 6. They performed. It was a 2-0 at West Ham at home. right?
Yeah.
It's the loss to Fulham the year before, or the draw with Bournemouth, right, the year before that. And that's why we finished second 3 years in a row. This is how you stay up. You get those results to go in your favor, right? That's how you do it. And it's the teams that are in and around you. This should be a relegation 6-pointer, despite where Sunderland are in the table.
Right.
It is a relegation 6-pointer because you don't expect them to stay up.
Right.
And they got the 6 points.
Yep. They got exactly what they needed.
They got exactly what they needed.
And
a wonderfully named player scoring a goal, and I love it.
I am going to make it real quick about Everton because there's not a lot to say. Everton made it tough. That's a moral pat on the back is what you could say. They probably should have they had an opportunity to finish a couple of times and they didn't.
Beto should have scored.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case.
That chance went begging.
For
that pissed me off.
anybody that's new, whenever one of our teams lose, we do a shot of Malort, which is widely considered the world's worst alcohol. I'm doing the barrel-aged version, so it's muted. Because
muted a little bit.
And
Still sucks.
The reason why I'm doing the barrel-aged Malort is because at the start of the season, I looked at this and knew this would be a week I'd be doing a shot of Malort. So as far as Everton go, that's really all you can say. Big setback. Jared Branthwaite came back to training, re-aggravated the hamstring, is going to require surgery.
Oh, fuck off.
So
now you're at least 2.5 months.
Now, the good news is fucking Keane has been playing a blinder at center back, arguably one of the best players on the pitch so far this season. But your backup center back is your starting right back because you didn't bother to sign a fucking right back. So,
We got to get Grealish in, man.
Yeah. Here we go.
And I think that's part of what happened here.
And you go ahead and talk about City.
Well, Grealish can't play against his parent club, right? And I think that changed y'all's fortunes. You held your own. 0-0 first half, and Jordan Pickford didn't have to work very hard.
Been a minute.
Jordan Pickford didn't have to work very hard in that first half. I mean, y'all held your own. Obviously,
worked his motherfucking ass off in the last 10 minutes of that game.
Exactly. I mean, City are always going to have the possession, right? I mean, you're never going to really stop that. But you dealt with them fairly well. I mean, they were pretty quiet. Holland especially was pretty quiet.
This is the perfect example of what it is Holland can do. Be anonymous an entire match, and then in 5 minutes you're down 2-0, and it's 2 goals that he scored. And it's just what he can do. It is what he can do. It is insane how good he is at that.
Very quickly want to pull this up because does it say exactly?
So as you say that,
it does. 11. He only had 29 total touches in the game.
Yeah, 2 goals. 2 fucking goals.
That's what he does. He's had less than that before and scored a hat trick.
2 goals. Should have scored 5 if it wasn't for the fact that Pickford was standing on his head. This one drove me nuts. The commentators on the first one that he missed.
He did have 4 shots on target.
The first one that Pickford slowed him up and he ended up kicking it wide because the other 2 are the ones that Pickford straight out saved. They're like, yeah, it just Holland got a little ahead of that. It'd be like, give credit where credit's due. The keeper came out and disrupted his ass. And
I know, when he's got them little toothpicks for arms, that's a hell of an achievement.
Exactly. Well, he waves them around and you get fucking distracted by him. You're like, you start giggling and next thing you know, you kick it in his chest. But God, I don't want to go on too much of a tirade. It's a lot of rage bait right now on the internet talking about how because Pickford doesn't play for a big club, Pickford shouldn't be the number 1. Would you all shut the fuck up?
Everton are a big club.
And also, let's start the list of all-time English great goalkeepers. Gordon Banks won a World Cup. He is number 1.
Only because of the World Cup, arguably, though.
Number 2 statistically is Jordan fucking Pickford.
I think Jordan Pickford might be number 1 statistically.
Most
doesn't have the trophy.
Most penalty saves, most shootout saves, most shutouts in a row, most saves for a fucking key. He's like, stop fucking shitting on him. He's a good fucking goalkeeper. Arguably one of the 5 best in the world right now. He's that fucking good. Stop it. And for us, good news. We just re-signed him to 4 fucking years. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay at Everton.
I have 2 words that I'm going to say to you right now. And before we go to the next game,
yes,
there's something else I have to bring up, but it's not related to Everton. Ashley Cole.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Ashley Cole.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
The best left back the game has ever seen.
Thank you for centering me. Ashley Cole, because I said so. That is... Thank you, random guy on the internet. I didn't know that. Statistically, there's 2 that have better stats than him. And one of them's a fucking Liverpuddian, and I'm willing to admit that, too. Ashley fucking Cole.
That's pretty good. We didn't mention in Sunderland, and we have to because we are a comedy show.
Yes.
The own goal. We forgot to do it.
Funny.
The goalkeeper gave up on the ball when it was still at the penalty spot.
Yeah.
I don't know how slow he actually is, but he pretended to be quite slow then, at least at that point, because I think my dead grandmother could have gotten to that ball.
No shit.
To be completely honest.
Right.
That's all.
Let's keep it rolling.
Lulz.
Fulham are completely decimated. They are missing a ton of players right now. They made a good account of themselves at Craven Cottage, but the game was never in doubt. And would it surprise anybody to know that maybe Arsenal are really good at set pieces?
Yeah.
Maybe you should probably fucking watch video and
lead the league this season.
What they do,
6th or 7th this season, I think.
Led the league last season. Guess what they did the season before that? Led the fucking league.
It was a very frustrating win, though.
Oh yeah.
I think things would have been totally different if Calafiori's phenomenal effort counted. Mm-hmm. I think we would have turned a style on and
Floodgates,
been fine.
Yeah.
But it didn't, and it got a bit tetchy. And this is a place we haven't won in 3 trips.
You won.
This was one of the games.
But you won.
I know this time we did, yeah. But I think this is what creeps into some of those players' minds. Again, remember, finishing second, right? I'd rather finish 5th than second.
Oh,
I mean, not in the context of the Champions League. Right. I'd rather finish 4th than second. Right.
Because then it's just fucked off the year.
Fuck.
But
it's like we're so fucking close. Right. If you finish in 3rd or 4th, you're like, oh, all right, we're improving or whatever. You finish second again. It's like, fuck, glass ceiling. How can we get through this? What are we doing?
Here's the major difference.
Kind of thing. And
this time last year, you were missing players. You figured out ways to fuck it off. This time, you're missing players, and you have good replacements.
Well, because we have 2 players.
Fill the hole.
The depth is immense. We have at least 2 players for every position.
Odegaard is a phenomenal player. He's one of the best at his position.
Eza.
But then you have Eza.
And Wanyeri.
Okay. Yeah.
Wanyeri's good.
You've got the players you've got.
Dowman's coming, through the ranks, obviously. He's only 15. I mean, he's not going to get as much trust. But
so
it was a frustrating watch because we could have created more. But what I'm saying is, and largely we have the same sort of squad. I mean, the spine of the squad, Declan Rice, that lost at Craven's, maybe Drew last year, lost the year before. Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel, Saliba. These are all the same players we had, right? Our spine is the same, right? Mm-hmm. And that's obviously in their mind, right? That they did fuck that game off last year and the year before that and the year before that. Mm-hmm. So I think there was a bit of tetchiness when that goal got disallowed, and they weren't as free as they could have been. I also think that the fucking penalty overturn was bullshit.
Oh, for the
Kevin got a stud to that ball. It's not clear and obvious. First. Second, if that's in the center circle, it doesn't matter if you get the ball. It's the follow through. It's a foul. And if it's a foul in the box versus the center circle, still a fucking foul, just results in a penalty.
All right, fair enough. Rose-colored glasses.
I'm just saying, it's fine. We won the game, so ultimately we'll give a fuck.
Doesn't matter.
I think it's bullshit. And Harry Wilson deserves a mention. That dude was fucking on fucking fire.
Like I said,
just couldn't finish.
They're hurt. They're very hurt. You can tell.
But Harry, he took his chance. He took the bull by the horns. He's one of their better players.
Fulham can take out of that. Like, look, we could have gotten dog walked today, and we didn't, and we're surviving.
You know, you have that forehead vein. Mm-hmm. Did you see Marco Silva screaming at the 4th official?
Oh yeah,
neck veins were immense.
He is a passionate Portuguese.
His neck veins bigger than my dick.
Yeah, no shit.
Bigger than my dick.
Alrighty, keeping it rolling. Villa Tottenham. This was a fun ass watch, man.
It was except for it's Tottenham, and I hate watching Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and Mel, feel free to join in because obviously this is your side. This is exactly what you expected it to be, right? These are two teams that are going to be in and around the Champions League discussion. They're probably not a top 3 side, either one of these teams, but they're certainly somewhere between 7th and 4th. And Villa are finally finding their sea legs. And I don't,
Interesting, because the game's played on land.
yes, I know, but at home, Spurs want to win that, especially going up 1-0. So there's disappointment in that. But also, Tottenham's still kind of finding their way. Let's not forget, Tottenham were dreadfully bad last year. Dreadfully bad last year.
They spent a lot of money and got themselves a very good organized coach who very quickly turned them around, right?
So for me, like, this isn't an awful loss for Spurs. You would have rather gotten a point because it's in your building, or even all 3, but it's not the worst thing to happen, right? Losing at home to Bournemouth, even though Bournemouth is a good team, is far more angering than losing at home to Villa.
Morgan Rogers is finally turning his England form into his club form, because that was a spectacular hit, wasn't it?
It was a rocket.
What a fucking hit that was. There was at least 4 goals this weekend that could have been goal of the weekend in any other weekend.
If it wasn't for the Burnley goal.
Exactly.
It just...
there was a few phenomenal fucking strikes this weekend. It was excellent.
Some absolute rips. And, Mel, relieved to finally see your teams deciding to play professional football in the English Premier League, scoring goals and shit.
It was nice to watch them. And that's with Buendia and Watkins not coming on until the 60th minute.
Okay.
I've never seen anyone nutmeg themselves with a bouncing ball, but Mateus Tell figured out how to do it.
Yeah, no shit.
It was weird. He completely whiffed.
I gotta say, for me, with Buendia.
No, Buendia's hit was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Both Villa goals were great.
Seriously?
I love that guy.
Keep him as a super sub.
I love Emiliano Buendia. It's phenomenal.
I would start him in Europe games, right? But make him super sub
in the Prem. Yeah, keep him fresh.
He completely changes what Villa present as a side. And I think if you started him, he'd be, but if you had to sub him off later, what are you bringing on that offers something different? And you don't have it. So for me, he is 1,000%
at the 60th minute when him and Watkins came on, I looked at Sam and I'm like, "Oh, we've got this."
Oh yeah,
no worries.
Rooted Vicario to the spot. It was that good of a strike. I mean, he didn't know what to do, and I'm
actually disappointed Watkins did not also get a goal.
He could have as well.
Yeah.
I think Van der Ven maybe covered and got a deflection on it or something.
Yes,
but
that was the one
he absolutely could have. Just a little kiss off the post too from Buendia there. It was phenomenal.
Malian start. Go move it back and forth. Do what you did before when you had Duran. Right. Keep Watkins honest.
I'd like them to do what they did before.
Because there's
Marco Bizzat.
Yes, true.
Marco Bizzat.
You have plenty of competitions. Those guys can get plenty.
No more questions.
Can get plenty of minutes and can get plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
If Watkins isn't getting it in the net right now, rest him. Let him play in the midweek in the Europa League. Let him, you don't have to start him and keep him out there. If you got a hot hand, let the fucking hot hand play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you should. I mean, we don't know what their contracts say. We don't know what pressure they're getting from their sporting directors, from the owners who spent the money. Right. All that kind of stuff as well. But you absolutely should. I mean, first and foremost should be, you know what? And for all of Jim Ratcliffe's failings, take it back to United for a second. For all of Jim Ratcliffe's failings, now I know he was somewhat injured when he showed up, but Ruben Amorim hasn't looked like he's been getting in trouble for only starting Šeško twice in the league since he got there.
Right.
He's been starting almost anyone else up front.
Yeah.
99 million or whatever it was for him.
Yeah.
If for anything, Ratcliffe at least trusts him. You know what I'm saying?
What you got for us, producer
We're
Mel?
going to take a little pivot from the regular programming because we have somebody new in the chats, Adam, who says, as an Englishman who goes and supports Fulham weekly, what makes you guys support the teams you support?
Oh, okay. Mr. Graham, why don't you go first with Arsenal because you've been a supporter of your club longer than I have.
Since we were talking about Villa.
Go ahead, go for it. I was going to give you
we're the fucking talent, dickhead.
I was going to give you the honors of going last.
Now go ahead, Mel. Ladies first. That's all right. God damn.
It was that
my own show commandeered.
Dude, it was fantastic. It was the promotion match. I hadn't picked a team yet, had been producing the show for about 2 years and had been stubborn about it. And I sat and started reading the history and started watching them play. And by the end of it, I declared myself a Villanista.
Yep. And there was the very next season they were playing Watford. And I knew the score of the game before she did because I could see it on the internet. And I was on the phone with her. She gotten done talking. Newcastle and Everton had just drawn 2-2. And she calls me and she's like, I already knew they had just scored a goal. And it was like, we're level, right? And then she hangs up with me. About 2 minutes later, I see it go off that they take the lead. And 30 seconds later, I get a call from her and she's like, I fucking get it. I'm all in. I fucking get it. I love this fucking game. Which was absolutely beautiful. Mr. Graham, why don't you go ahead and go into why your love for Arsenal?
So I'd been watching the Premier League for a couple of years. I've been an Arsenal supporter over 20 years now. And I didn't really see... I'd always found myself kind of attracted to them, right? Just in general. They played the game how I thought the game should be played. It was the beautiful game. It was the precursor almost to Pep's tiki-taka, really. I mean, they were knocking the ball around unlike anything I'd ever seen before. First game I saw of Arsenal was, I believe, against Portsmouth in 2002, somewhere around there. And Thierry Henry had a hat trick. They won 3-1, and it was, I mean, the ball spent less time in the air when we had it than any team I've ever seen, really, until Pep's Barcelona. And it was just gorgeous to watch, and we just completely unpicked them. And I was like, that's excellent. And then I started reading on their history and learning about the club over the next month or two, and I kept finding myself going back to Arsenal and back to Arsenal. And, and that's, one of the first clubs to treat black players appropriately and all that kind of stuff, which is massively important, obviously, as well. And I loved it. I fucking loved it. I was all in. I put myself in financial ruin for a number of years going to Arsenal Real Madrid, the second leg of the Champions League.
Highbury, right?
No, excuse me, it was first leg of the Champions League when we tied 0-0.
Yeah.
Was it first leg or second leg?
Second leg because
it was second leg. We were already 1-0 up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely. It was the greatest day of my life besides the birth of my children. And my wedding day. In case Carly's listening.
Which one?
Yeah, fuck off.
Done it twice.
The first one's way down the list. Way down the list. First one was a tragedy.
All right. So,
but yeah, and that's why I chose Arsenal. I fell in love with it and with the way they played with Thierry Henry specifically, obviously. And I just loved everything about them. They had everything. And you had Ray Parlour running around. You had Tony Adams. You had kind of in and around it right before he retired. He would still come on a hard nose. Found out he liked his booze. Obviously, we do too.
Yes, we do.
You had Martin Keown still fucking people up, and I was the center back when I played, and I was the enforcer in most of the teams I was in.
Definitely the hard man on our club.
At times, a defensive midfielder as well. So Patrick Vieira, and it was a team that spoke to me, and that's what it's all about.
For me, I've been a keeper,
and I've been over 5 times now. By the way, to see games live.
I've been a keeper the bulk of my life. Around 2010, I saw the ESPN story about Timmy Howard and his struggles with Tourette's. I already knew who Timmy Howard was. I already liked him. Just didn't really watch very much English football. And the story of him making the saves against Manchester United in the semifinals to get to the final.
After he'd been sold by United.
Right. Because he had done the loan and then he had been sold. And it was the next year that he got sold that he made the two saves, the first two shots he saved. And ultimately Everton won and advanced. I watched the Chelsea loss, the one where Saha at that time had scored the fastest goal in FA Cup history.
Louis Saha, yeah.
And then ultimately lost 2-1.
Former Arsenal player, by the way.
By that time, I was like, you know what? This is going to be the team I'm going to check out. This team I'm going to watch. The first game I watched was with you against Arsenal, and I very quickly discovered I hate myself, so I'm going to love this club as they lost 7-1.
I kind of remember. Was that the Alexis? No.
The Nielsen had that fucking rocket from 35 yards out. Like,
yeah. I remember that. He didn't score much for the club either.
No.
Very special day.
And what brought me to the club was Timmy Howard, and that winter Landon Donovan had come over on loan, but it was the smallest man on the pitch, Timmy Cahill, scoring every fucking goal with his head and towering over people and running to the corner flag.
An Australian that actually gets it.
Yeah,
Unlike Ange.
Yeah. Running over to the corner flags and doing the boxing because he was a Gold Glove kid growing up boxing. And then, at the time, Seamus Coleman was just a kid, just 60 grand, Seamus Coleman, right?
Yeah.
And then just Leighton Baines, I fell in love with what Leighton Baines did.
And I remember during his career, Leighton Baines looked like the weird brother from
the most
Wedding Crashers.
Unassuming footballer ever and was just a rock star, right?
Oh yeah. Where are you?
Arguably,
I'm so sorry.
Arguably one of the best left backs in the Premier League history. Like, he's that good. He could be debated in that world.
Ashley Cole.
I know. Very good. And by the end of the season, I had fallen in love with the club. 2 seasons after that, they came over to the States. You and I were there. Incredibly hot day.
I fell asleep at halftime that day.
Got to meet. Well, for the training the day before, got to meet the whole club, including David Moyes, who was just gracious and fantastic. And
I tried to recruit Phil Jagielka that day.
Yes,
it was the rumors where he was moving to Arsenal. That's right.
Yeah.
That day was awesome. We had a good time that day.
Super.
Taylor says it was the penis mascot for him.
Yeah, exactly. well said, Taylor. And by the end of the season, I was full blown. I was all in. I've been over twice now, and every time they've come to the States, the last 2, I didn't go to the Orlando during COVID, and I didn't go to this summer series because I just couldn't work it into the plans.
Yeah.
But I've been over twice. I'll be over more, and
I've seen him I've seen Arsenal in the States 3 times.
All right.
Couldn't make it to L.A.
Yeah.
I went to the New York one at Red Bull Stadium. I went to RFK or
Baltimore.
FedEx. And then we went to Baltimore to see them together.
Right.
Then I've seen them 4 times. I went to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Took all my cousins.
Yep.
That was fun.
Oh, and I hope that answers the question for you. Like, that was a good little offshoot. I don't mind doing that. So.
And I like... obviously being American, any club that gives Americans a chance, like, I don't mind Everton. I'd like making fun of you because it's funny.
Right.
But, like, I don't mind Everton, and I hope they do okay. Obviously, anytime anyone plays Arsenal, it's Arsenal through and through. I've got them tattooed on my body as well.
Gun to my head, I know my team's not going to win the league this year. Who do I want to see win the league? I want to see Arsenal win the league. Because I want my friend to be fucking happy.
You also don't want Liverpool to do it.
I hate fucking Liverpool, and I'm tired of seeing City win it all the time. Mel, you need to look for the response. I do have one question for our listener. Hopefully he's over here in the States because he's over in England. What you doing up so fucking late, mate? Don't you got to work tomorrow morning?
It's like 4 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning over there, isn't it?
Unless you're up and getting ready to go to work, then fucking good on you, motherfucker. Well done.
Yeah.
Fucking cheers to that.
I'd love it if he was like making a full fry up right now, getting ready to go to his Getting ready to go to his building job. That was
Bloody
fantastic.
brilliant.
There is a bit of a delay, so it'll be a moment before he hears
That's
it.
perfectly
But
fine.
he already checked in saying, great content, guys. Keep it up. Love hearing Americans' opinions on the sport we all love.
Oh, he definitely lives here.
Yeah, then very
Most
good.
of the English audience hates hearing us talk about it.
Oh God, yeah, and tell us regularly. Which we're, you know what? For those, I say, bring it. We want to fucking. Oh, we want.
Well,
you
the best
to.
part is, but most of the Englishmen that I've come across when I've been over there, my knowledge is better than theirs anyway.
Yeah, you come to find that very fucking quickly. Just listen to Talk Sport for an hour. Go ahead.
Just finished the night shift.
Ah, there you
Nice.
go, my man. Well done.
Nice.
Well fucking done. So Brentford and West Ham played a professional match in the English Premier League. Honestly, the big thing, first win for the Brentford coach on the road. That's a
Yes,
nice win for them.
It breeds some confidence, but ultimately it's fucking West Ham at the moment.
Good goals from them. Here's the most damning thing about West Ham. Not just the protest of the people in the stadium being half empty. By the end, by midway through the second half, that stadium was fucking silent. You could hear a fucking pin drop.
You look at the players' body language.
Apoplectic is far worse than being angry. When your fan base just goes,
Yeah.
that's way
I mean,
worse.
they couldn't even
It's so
muster.
much
They couldn't
worse.
even muster a proper boo.
Yeah.
Did you hear it at the full time?
Yeah.
Boo. And then they left.
Yeah.
The
It was
last
like,
18 people that were there.
fuck off.
Yeah.
The
It was horrible.
The perfect picture, and obviously cameramen look for this kind of thing, but the perfect picture was one lone West Ham supporter sitting in a sea of empty white seats, just by himself. Like, again, apoplectic is so much worse. Because at least if you're angry, you fucking care.
They care. Yeah. That's fair, dude.
Fan base doesn't care. I
told a West Ham supporting friend of mine, I tell, bro, your entire squad needs to be turned over, minus Crescencio Somerville and Jared Bowen.
Yeah.
They're the only two that seem to give a fuck. And I don't know what happened to Alphonse Areola, but that motherfucker is a shell of himself as a goalkeeper. I mean,
Well,
he
I think
kept
it's
them. He single-handedly kept them in games under David Moyes.
I think it's because they
just
signed
looks like dog
They
shit.
signed Hermundenson and started playing Hermundenson like crazy when Potter was still the coach there. And now Nuno goes, "Hey, I want the experienced keeper," and the keeper's like, "Well,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit anymore."
But most of them
This
don't give a
club-
fuck.
This club's clearly doesn't give a shit
How many
about me.
times did Pakatov request to leave, right?
Yeah.
How many times, and one of the Dildo brothers is dead now. So it's like you got the other guy running the show, and he's a piece of shit. I think it's the worst of the two Dildo brothers is the one that's still alive.
It's absolutely embarrassing right now for West Ham, and
It's sad, man.
Nuno is the right guy for the job, but I don't know if they have the right pieces to give him a good team to succeed.
No, and the most damning thing about this is off the back of the international break when only about 4 players were called up.
They talked about it was nine.
It was 9 players.
Still,
I was still working. I didn't see the actual
that's
commentary.
still a ton of. That's still a ton of their
a
fucking
ton of the team there. Yeah, exactly.
Enough to and if those 9 players that are gone, they're probably pretty decent players. Should be able to understand the system pretty fucking quickly. Because if they're good enough to play for their country, they're probably pretty good enough to.
Well, two of them are Somerville and
Right.
Bowen, who were their 2 best players,
Right.
by far,
Precisely.
by fucking miles. Paquetá, I think, has talked himself out of the Brazil team because of his performances for West Ham. He's been absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
he
don't
doesn't
disagree.
trust Callum Wilson yet. Nuno, he started Paquetá up front as a false 9. Fucking weird decision that is as well.
And we also already know Nuno's opinions of fucking Ward Prowse. He
Right.
hasn't even made the bench.
Yeah, it's
since
horrible.
he's gotten there.
And then, but where's Fulcrew? Was he hurt for this game?
He was out for this one, but yeah, he's not.
But he started Nuno's first 2, so he was injured for this. Is why he wasn't there. I said I was still working, so I wasn't able to.
I just saw
him
him on the bench while I was writing notes. So
I gotcha.
that I didn't. I saw him in the stands. I mean,
I don't know what's going on there. But then the players just don't seem to give a fuck.
no.
It doesn't look like they care. I am terribly concerned for West Ham. And Nuno, I respect him for taking the job. There's an ego with all professional athletes and professional coaches, right? You think you're the guy that's going to be able to get the tune out of that player. How many? Why Mario Balotelli still gets bought,
Right.
right? Even though he's lights off fucking fireworks in his bathroom,
Right.
Fucking psycho. I can get these guys to perform. It's that ego that could ruin his reputation. And I think Nuno's a good coach. And I'd hate it. Also, one of the few goalkeepers as a player that have turned out to be a decent coach. I would feel terrible for him. The good thing is that West Ham have been so bad under multiple managers that I think his reputation may stay somewhat intact and he could at least get a job somewhere else.
I think he would too. For me, it looks like a team full of players that don't care if they go down. But what's even worse, it's a fan base that doesn't even care if they go down.
No.
Sure money.
All right, so since we have some new people, let's explain the segment. Well, this is not sure money at all. We
Speak for yourself, motherfucker.
We're not very good sports gamblers.
Daddy hit.
I haven't hit. I am with my real money, but obviously I try to make it entertaining for the show, and I choose things that I'd like.
Not good gambling.
I have a 6-way going on coming up here, but we never bet on the first week of the season because you never know what's going to happen with lineups and injuries and weird things, and people aren't informed yet. So even though it's week 8, I am down $700. I haven't hit a bet in 2.5 years. It's been horrific.
Oh.
How did you do this weekend, sir?
I bet both teams to score for Palace and Bournemouth. Happened. I bet under 2.5 goals in Leeds Burnley. Happened. And even against my own interest, I bet Erling Haaland to score because he always scores against Everton. He scored twice.
Nice.
So I won, and I am now down only $237.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Did you know that 16.66666666666
Careful.
7% of the time
That's a roundup at the end.
it works 100% of the time, baby?
Them 6s keep going, and I'd like you to add at least 10 more.
No, it had the 7 at the end, and that's why it got the 7, or else I would have done my 6 bit. You know me too well, and yet you still doubt how I'm going to do my thing.
I don't really listen.
Well, because I fucking win, and you don't. That's how it works.
You're down $286.
Yeah, I got one more win than you, and the last 2 seasons, you know who's done better than you? Me. Thank you. Who's going to be doing 3 shots on my Lord at the end of the season? You. Thank you.
I'm just banking on getting drunk. Which is all I want.
Word. I'm taking a little bit of a risky one. I'm going with a 6-pointer home team special. I'm taking Leeds to beat West Ham, which I think is the easy one.
Ooh, this is good. I like this.
And I'm taking Wolves over Burnley to get their first win of the year
You're an
at
idiot.
the Molineux,
You're losing.
plus 266.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck off. I'll give you plus 1,200. Wolves ain't doing nothing.
Oh, I think Wolves have to win a game, and this is the game that they will win. It will be the most ugliest 1-0 any of us have ever seen, but I think Wolves get the win.
All right.
All right, what are you doing?
All right. So
9-way parlay.
I think it's only 6. I've got Leeds to beat West Ham.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
that's definitely happening.
That's dead on.
Yeah.
That's why my odds are only plus 266 because it was minus 170. Minus 170 to fucking Leeds.
Yeah. I got Newcastle to beat Fulham. Sorry, new people. I think had Brighton lost that game, I think Fulham had a much better shot here.
Fulham's really decimated right now. They're
That's
missing
true.
a lot of pieces.
Raul Jimenez looked very good against Arsenal, though.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
active. I think he can give that Newcastle back line a run for their money.
But they're
as
missing
well.
so much in the back right now.
It's
and
true.
Just,
It's true.
Tete's a big miss for them.
Oh, yeah.
And Robinson kind of being on again, off again as well. So if your
right.
wings aren't solid on the defense, teams are going to, especially a team like
The
Newcastle,
Newcastle,
who's
yeah.
fast as shit on the flanks, they're going to run all over you.
And Voltamata's taken to like a fish in water, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
with his move.
Think about it. Wisa's not even fucking played yet.
Well, Wisa was hurt, obviously, for a bit, but I think Wisa's going to find it hard to get into the team.
Voltamata's giving him a reason to keep him in the lineup.
Start off with.
Yeah.
So I got Newcastle to beat Fulham as part of that parlay. I've got Chelsea to beat Sunderland. I just think they have too much talent. Sunderland are good. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
It's at
but I
Chelsea. Chelsea wins.
I think Chelsea win. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting.
Okay.
Because the firepower on paper says that they should score 5 themselves, but they won't do. And Brentford aren't excellent going forward just yet. They score enough goals to get points, but they're not firing on all cylinders yet as a unit
So
under
what are you
Keith Andrews. Under 4.5 in that game. Also, Queef and Kelleher.
Not good gambling.
Queef and Kelleher's got a point to prove after being sold. I mean, he asked to leave because he wanted to be a number 1, but he wants to prove that, yes, I deserve to be a number 1. So under 4.5 in Brentford v. Liverpool. Arsenal to beat Palace. I know they're on form. I know they're very good. I know we looked a bit dodgy against Fulham. But I do think that we'll have enough in the tank to take Palace out. And then I'm going to say over 1.5 in United versus Brighton because I don't know who's going to win it.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
What Brighton shows up.
Right.
If it's the bad Brighton, 2-0 United sounds easy.
Right.
If it's the good Brighton, 2-1 Brighton sounds easy.
Yeah. Just what it's going to be, who fucking knows?
It's over 1.5.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
all I know. Goals in that game. That nets me plus 760, so I will be in positive territory should I hit all 6 of these wonderful legs. And of last week's 7-leg parlay, I only missed Gyökeres to score or assist. I didn't even have one specific thing.
Which made me giggle, especially when it got to the point.
It was so frustrating.
All you needed was that and an Arsenal win. I said aloud, well, I hope Arsenal wins. So Sam's at least happy his club won. Yeah. But God, I hope Gyökeres doesn't do anything.
It is what it is. And that's what failed.
Yep. All right, so that is going to
3
wrap it
shots
up.
on target, I think.
We've gone an hour and a half. We got to wrap this fucker up. That is going to wrap it up, boys and girls, for all you on the live stream. Thank you so much for joining us and chiming in. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
I don't think so.
No cunts this week. No.
Yeah, there were no cunts this week.
You know what? I think parting words was the question asking us about how we fell in love with our clubs and everything. I think that's probably a pretty good parting words as a whole. You know?
Yeah. I like that a lot. Thanks for checking us out. I hope you stick around.
Yeah. Well, because next up is going to be DU Does the EFL. It's a quick little show where we recap the rest of English football. So
it's very quick, though.
Yeah, but we're talking 20 minutes, so we're not going to get in depth into the action. Honestly, a lot of it is we talk about teams who used to be in the Prem, and we talk about teams that Graham and I
support or that we like a lot.
Yeah, Graham and I have an affinity for.
When we went over together,
yeah,
obviously we took the trip out of London and went to Portsmouth.
Yeah, went to Fretton Park and watched the match and loved that. And we have a friend who is the groundskeeper at Accrington Stanley. So of course we follow what Aki does, and like teams that used to be in the Prem like Bolton and Wigan and tough stuff like that. We'll talk about them, and then of course in the Championship the teams that just went down. We talk about them a bunch too. So that is DU Does the EFL, which is going to be next and on the live stream. We're going to take a quick break on that, and then after that we do Injury Time, which is where we talk about the beers that we've been drinking throughout the show. We check in on our fantasy league, which we have 2 different fantasy leagues, and we go head to head, which is a lot of fun. We check in on our adopted club, which is the only club that matters in Scotland. Ibs. Why? Because a bunch of heroin addicts in a movie supported them, so we support them too. And nothing
and
fancy.
We're both rough and tumble. Yeah, we both came up,
nothing fancy for that one. Like where we had our love for our real clubs, we went, oh, hold on. Ewan McGregor was a heroin junkie in Train Spotting, and he really liked Ibs. We're going to like Ibs.
Yeah. and still Catholic. Yes.
And, of course, we
So
preview the rest of the weekend's action. And should somebody want to support our show, Mr. Graham, how do they go about doing that?
Very easy. Patreon.com/DU Football Show. Just sign up to that $1.5 US American doll hairs a month, and you will get all of that bonus content to your feed.
Excellent. Give us about 5 to 10 minutes live stream, and we'll be right back. And to everybody else, until next week.
Cheers. Guten Nacht, Walter Mother.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy. Fucking United! Fucking United! Fucking United! Fucking United! Hit the fucking mute button!